Good afternoon, everybody. This will be my first lecture on foreign exchange. Basically, foreign exchange forms an important part of international finance, and I have found through my years of experience in teaching that this concept is not clear to some of the people because this concept is very complex and it requires proper understanding to understand the modus operandi of this foreign exchange. So basically in my lecture my endeavor would be to give a brief overview of this foreign exchange mechanism. So without wasting any further time, let us start. I will show you a PDF document and along with this document I will explain. Just a minute. So basically to understand foreign exchange we need to be familiar with few terms. First is Nostro account. It may sound Greek to you because the name itself is very confusing. Basically it means the terminology that used in foreign exchange is our account with you. Suppose you are Bank of India and you have a overseas branch, or say you maintain a account with Bank of America in New York. So your Bank of India, you are operating in India and you have a account in Bank of America, that is in New York. So whenever you want to refer to this account, you have to use the term our account with you. Means it is your account which is with Bank of America. Let us elaborate this further. Nostro account means an Indian bank need to maintain an account with a foreign bank overseas, and this account will be maintained in dollar or pound, whatever might be the currency of that country. So this is called Nostro account. All foreign transaction, all foreign payment should be routed through this Nostro account. Then comes another concept called Vostro account. Now what is this Vostro account? Suppose it is the opposite of Nostro account. A foreign, say a foreign bank open a rupee account with Indian bank, then it is called Vostro account, means your account with us, your account with us, means the Indian bank will say your account with us. So all the transaction in India will be routed through this account. Similarly, there is an account called Loro account. Actually, this account is not, we are not, some of the people are not familiar with this Loro account. Say, let us try to understand this thing. Suppose People's Bank of India is having an account with, say, Bank of America, New York. Say, when Janta Bank of India like to refer to this account while corresponding with Bank of America, it would refer to as Loro account, means their account with you. Means suppose whenever say Janta account bank or Indian bank, whatever might be the case, wants to correspondence with Bank of America, they need to mention the term their account with you. Means it is not my account, but it is their account and it has been maintained with you. So I think this concept Nostro account, Vostro account and Loro account is clear to you. Now let us start with the basics of foreign exchange transaction. Now foreign exchange, basically we deal with foreign currency. What we deal with? We deal with foreign currency and it is a commodity. Just like other say petroleum or say oil or crude oil, it will be termed as a commodity and we need to fix a rate for this. Previously, when the exchange system started, it was a called gold currency. It was based on gold standard, means based on gold we need to fix the rate of this currency. Then comes the Bretton Woods exchange system, and under this is a dollar amount was ascribed to this foreign to this currency value. And at that time, both at the time of say gold standard or you can say Bretton Woods system, it was fixed currency system, means Indian rupees was termed in terms of dollar or in terms of gold. But gradually the system has evolved and we adopted a system called fluctuating exchange system, where the rate of exchange is determined by the market force, and this fluctuating exchange system is still in force till now. Now foreign exchange transaction, basically it is undertaken by authorized bank, and the apex body is Reserve Bank. Reserve Bank controls the entire mechanism and it is governed by the FEMA Act. And basically there are two types of dealer. Only one is called authorized dealer, as I mentioned, it is the bank, and there are also money changers are there. There are two types of money changers, that is full-fledged money changers who undertake both the purchase and sale transaction, and there are only restricted money changers who undertake only the purchase transaction, as in case of say you see in various places small shops are there who just purchase who just sell foreign currency to the foreigner who sell foreign currency to the Indian people who wants to buy those currency. Now let us come back to the mechanism of this foreign currency. Now as you can see, just a minute, as you can see there are two types of rates are available. What is this? USD1 equal to rupees 35.20, GBP 1 equal to rupees 55.98. Now this is the most important part of foreign exchange transaction or understanding this foreign exchange mechanism. Whenever USD or GBP anyway is given as is expressed in term of rupees, it is called direct quotation. What is called? It is called direct quotation. Means US dollar is the commodity and it is expressed in terms of rupees. Whenever US dollar or GBP is expressed in terms of rupees, it becomes the commodity and the quotation is called direct quotation. Now let us see the second method. Here you can see rupees 100 equal to US dollar 2.8409 or rupees 100 equal to GBP rupees 1.7864. Now whenever rupee becomes the commodity and it is expressed in terms of foreign currency, it becomes the indirect quotation. So what is indirect quotation? Rupee is the commodity and it is expressed in terms of foreign currency. I think you got the difference between this direct quotation and indirect quotation. Now in direct quotation we will use the maxim, that is buy low and sell high. Now who is buying and who is selling? It is the bank who is buying and it is the bank who is selling. So bank will think from for its own interest. So if it wants to buy, means the customer is selling and it wants to buy, so it will quote a low rate, and whenever it wants to sell, means the customer need to buy, it will quote a higher rate. Again I am explaining it. Bank is the merchant, bank is the trader. So whenever the customer wants to sell, means bank need to buy, so it will offer a low rate. And similarly whenever the customer need to sell and bank need to buy, and whenever the customer need to buy and bank need to sell, or say sell high, means the bank will sell it to the customer at a higher rate. So the basic maxim is that bank will quote lower rate for buying and sell at a higher rate. Sell high means bank is selling to the customer and the customer is buying the currency. So whenever the customer is buying the currency, the bank will quote a higher rate. So you cannot blame the bank because it is the say trader and he is taking advantage of the situation to his own interest. Now indirect quotation, the maxim will be opposite. It will be buy high, sell low. Buy high and sell low. As you can see, say 100 equal to USD 2.85 and 2.86. So what will the bank will do? Whenever the bank sells, it means it needs to part with foreign currency. So it needs to part less foreign currency, and when bank buy means it will purchase the foreign currency, so it will procure the foreign currency as much as possible. So in this case it will be buy high and sell low, just the opposite of direct quotation. Now the buying rate is called the bid rate and the selling rate is called the ask rate or offer rate, and the difference between the bid rate and ask rate is called spread. It is the profit to the bank. Now there is another concept called forward margin or swap point. Now what is this? Bank quote the currency at present, say 1st January 2001. This is called spot rate. What is called spot rate? But say after 3 months you need to purchase the thing, but that rate is not available to you. So you can have that rate by adding or deducting forward margin or swap point depending on whether it is in discount or premium. Forward means I need to calculate a rate for the future. You can see if it is a premium you need to add with the, and one more thing, this swap point is in 4 places of decimal, and if it is in bid position it has to be added with the bid rate, and if it is in ask position it has to be added with the ask rate. So basically this is one problem where you can see buying rate is given, selling rate is also given, and these are the spot rate. These are the spot rate. As you can see, buying spot rate is 35.35 because this is the spot rate. And how to determine this spot rate, or whether it is a bid rate or it is ask rate? You can see US dollar equal to rupees. So commodity is the US dollar and it is expressed in rupees. So how to term this quotation? It is called what it is called? It is called direct quotation. And the way it is expressed, it is called two-way quotation, because both the bid rate and ask rate is given. Now it is given 35.35 and 35.40. Which one is higher? 40 is higher. So bank want to sell at higher rate and buy at lower rate. So this will be the bid rate and this will be the ask rate. And forward points, this will be in 2000, 3000. These are given in decimal. So these need to be added with the or deducted depending on the forward premium or discount with the spot rate. So you can see here 2000 to 3000. So it is in premium. You can say it is in premium. So it need to be added. So 4000 to 5000. So it is in premium. It need to be added. 6000 to 7000. It is in premium, means it is increasing. It need to be added. So you can see we have added this 2000. Then 35.50. This becomes the 2 months rate. This 35.35 is the spot rate. Then we are again adding 2 months forward premium and then 3 months forward premium. So we are having 35.95. Similarly for selling rate also, we are having the spot rate 35.40, 35.40, 35.40. spot rate will remain the same because it is the rate on a particular date. So we are adding the premium, and as I have explained, it is in 4 decimal places. So we need to add and get the forward buying rate as well as the forward selling rate. Similarly, next problem, you can see 8,000 becomes 7,000 and it is decreasing. So if it decreases means it is at discount, so it needs to be deducted. So spot rate is 55.47 and it is the bid rate and it is the ask rate. Why it is the ask rate? Because it is higher than the bid rate. So 47 with 47 we need to deduct discount. How can we how do we know that it is in discount? Because 8,000 is decreased to 7,000 and 1.5 is decreased to 1.4. As it is decreasing, we can say it is in discount. So 8,000, so from 55.4700 we are deducting discount. Similarly from 55.4700 we are deducting this 1.50. So discount need to be deducted from the spot bid rate and discount need to be deducted from the spot selling rate. As you can see, this selling rate is, spot rate is 55.5300 and with this we are deducting the ask discount rate, that is 0.700, and we are having the 3-month forward rate, both 3-month forward bid rate and 3-month forward ask rate. So this is my basic lecture on foreign exchange. In my next class, I will try to explain what is called TT rate, TT buying rate, TT selling rate and bill buying rate. Thank you for joining my class and listening to me. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel.